So Galarian Pancake is very powerful. Now, the reason why it's so strong is because it has ground and steel typing. It has a ton of resistances. It's known as the Pancake, the Bear Trap, the Burnt Pancake, or just your worst nightmare. Because Galarian Stunfisk does max out at 2162, so it levels up pretty high, and it has incredibly high stamina and high defense. So it's a tank. It's very thick, and it has two of the best and fastest charging moves in the game. Well, it has one of the fastest fast charge moving moves in the game. It has a ton of coverage. Ground can cover a lot of Pokemon, and at the same time, with access to Rock Slide, as you see right here, best moveset, Mud Shot, Earthquake, Rock Slide. Don't ever worry about Metal Claw or Flash Cannon. You very rarely will use either of these two. Anyways, Rock Slide, Rock Slide KOs things at a lot of ranges, and it charges really fast, and you could double up because it's only 45 energy. Earthquake is 65. So 5 Mud Shots will get you to Rock Slide, and Earthquake gets you by 8 Mud Shots because it's 65 energy. So Mud Shot's really fast, a 2-turn move with 9 energy. It's very, very powerful, very strong, and like I said here, it has a ton of resistances. You resist Dragon Breath, you resist Charmers, you resist Flyers. It effectively walls Flyers. You also wall Electricity, so then those electric attacks like Galvantula or like Zapdos, they get walled really hard against poor Pancake here. And along with those resistances, you also resist Bug. So Lunge, you resist Bug as well. So you wall Garvantula, you wall Flyers, you technically wall Charmers too. You also technically wall Deoxys defense, which is really interesting because even though counters do heavy damage to you, you resist Thunderbolts, you also resist Psycho Boost, and you resist Rock Slide. So it's just nuts just how tanky this thing is and what it covers. Now obviously you're weak to fighting. Medicham, Machamps, Scrafties, etc. Fires, which is probably Alolan Marowak, that's what you'll see the most. Fellow Pancakes don't like you. Flygons and Waters like Swampert, which seem to be running around rampant. Wishcash, Swampert, and Empoleon, things like that. So those are what you'll likely see the most as far as like water goes. Now, like I said, Pancake is kind of rare to get. If you didn't play the event from before, your best bet is to hatch one, and your minimum is 10-10-10. So when you do get a Pancake, it's probably not going to be the greatest IVs unless you find one in the wild with like low attack and like semi-high defense, etc. Mine's has 4 attack, so mine's is attack weight a little bit just so I wouldn't CMP. But other than that, Pancake is Pancake, you usually can get Pancake from eggs. And like I said, unless you have a good PPI one, you're likely going to level out around probably level 23 or 24. Good Pancakes will probably level up around 24, 25. But yeah, it's incredibly bulky and its strength is around its stamina. So I definitely recommend you have a good IV one. But other than that, overall, Galarian Stunfisk is incredibly powerful, holding a ton of resistances. And even though these weaknesses are dime a dozen, like Stunfisk can still handle them because, like I said, it has such a great moveset with Mudshot, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. Now, Galarian Stunfisk ranks overall at number 3. It's insanely powerful. In fact, unless something else comes along that just absolutely destroys Galarian Stunfisk or wrecks a steel-heavy meta, then Galarian Stunfisk is here to stay. And with Galarian Stunfisk, you beat, like I said, Skarmory, you beat Galvantula, you beat Bastiodon, you even beat Marowak. So even though you're technically weak to the Fire Spins, you can kill Alolan Marowak pretty comfortably as long as you can bait the shield, or you can just straight Rock Slide to death depending on its range. And you also beat Hypno because you resist Confusions. Now, you technically lose to Deoxys defense, this is technically, but you effectively kind of wall it. Because, like I said, you're weak to counters, but you're also resist every one of Deoxys charge moves. So if you look at this matchup right here, Deoxys isn't much of a credible threat. You can still win as long as you're in the 0 shield or if you're up a shield. Because as you see here, you Earthquake and then a Rock Slide takes you out. And so you resist all its charge moves. So there's still win cons there's still win cons versus Deoxys defense as long as like shield advantage / energy advantage. Now, Galarian Stunfisk is insane, like I said, insanely powerful. Ranks at number 3. One of the best leads in the game. Ranks at number 2. Beats a lot of popular leads. Skarmory, Galvantula, AWAC, Bastiodon, and Hypno. These are all possibly good leads. As far as the closer goes, it ranks at number 8, but you still beat pretty much the same thing you have over here, and it's insanely powerful. Rock Slide and Earthquake, it's like Rock Slide and Earthquake, you will see Skarmory, DD, Galvantula, Marowak, Bastiodon a lot. And as a switch, you can use Galarian Stunfisk to basically destroy and wall every flyer, or you can even wall Deoxys defense, as you see here. In the one shield, you beat it in the one shield, or if you're up a shield. And it also walls Galvantula. That's why its rating is so strong. Galvantula Volt switches, even if it had Fury Cutter, doesn't do a lot against Galarian Stunfisk. But you've got to be worried about its key losses, because you could, like I said, mentioned before, Fighters, Wishcast, Azumarill, and even Meganium beats it just because it has access to Earthquake. Alright, so here's the matrix. I put Galarian Stunfisk and Registeel because essentially Galarian Stunfisk is Registeel 2.0. I don't know why Registeel was nerfed, because this just, with Registeel being nerfed, that basically means Galarian Stunfisk is everywhere now. And Galarian Stunfisk is like, in my opinion, like Galarian Stunfisk is way more viable than, you actually beat Registeel G Stunfisk. You'll see why. So I put the matrix out here. Here's the 2 shield. With Registeel, you do beat Abomasnow, but with Galarian Stunfisk, look what you cover. You beat, like I said, flyers like Altaria. Yes, Registeel can lose against Altaria in the 2 shield. Wait, what? Yep, that's because Dragon Breath does so much damage. But that doesn't happen against Galarian Stunfisk, because Galarian Stunfisk is amazing, and you have access to Rock Slide. You Bastion, Clefable, Cresselia. Registeel will be Dugong just because Galarian Stunfisk is weak to water, so that means the Water Pulse from Dugong will do super effective damage. But this can be flipped in like the 1 and the 0 shields, and like that's very scenario based. You also beat Ferrothorn. Galarian Stunfisk doesn't do very well against Ferrothorn because Power Up does neutral damage, so it could just literally Power Up you to death in the 2 shield, and it outpaces you. But here's where it shines. You see where Registeel loses against Galvantula, Haunter, Hypno, Shadow Hypno? You beat all of them. So you beat Galvantula, you beat Haunter, Hypno, Shadow Hypno, and Lapras. And those are very strong ratings. So if you ever match up against any of these, like Galvantula, Haunter, Hypno, Haunter is kind of rare nowadays, but Galvantula and Hypno are still running around a lot. Both variations will lose to Shadow Machamp. Mantine, because Mantine effectively walls steel typings. Now you can beat it with Galarian Stunfisk as long as you're down a shield, because Rock Slide does super effective damage, so you can still flip that. You beat Alolan Marowak really convincingly, but you need to be able to bait both shields with Rock Slide. I think you can win. You could flip this matchup too, going straight Rock Slide. I'm not entirely sure, because as you see, you tap to Earthquake down. But if you just take out Earthquake and just go straight Rock Slide, I believe you can win. No, you don't win actually. So you do need to. So in the 2 shield scenario, you do need to bait with Rock Slide. So in the 2 shields, you have to bait with both Rock Slides, and then you have to Earthquake it for the win. Otherwise, Alolan Marowak wins. So you need to. Yeah, here you go. So you need to bait with the Rock Slides, and then the Earthquake will KO the AWAC. So just keep that in mind when you have this matchup. So Alolan Marowak, you can beat Alolan Marowak. Just remember that's you have to bait both shields, and then you can Earthquake. You beat Melmetal. Well, Melmetal beats Registeel just because Registeel gets super powered to death, and Melmetal just charges so fast. Lock-on Mudshot gets to its moves faster than Lock-on does in this scenario, just because Flash Cannon's 65 energy, I believe, and Stunfisk can actually Earthquake does super effective damage against Melmetal, and you get stabbed versus Registeel, which doesn't get stabbed, but you have Focus Blast. So it just really depends. But you beat a lot of popular picks. Like I said, Pancake beats Registeel. You beat Alolan Raichu because Alolan Raichu's electricity. You even beat Sableye in the 2 shield. You'll beat Shiftry with Registeel. You kind of get walled with Pancake because Pancake... Well, you don't get walled, but like Shiftry is just really fast, and Shiftry can tank a Rock Slide. And you can't Earthquake it because Grass resists ground, so you can't Earthquake it. You beat Skarmory. You also beat opposing Electric Stunfisk, but you beat opposing Electric. You'll all lose against Swampert and Toxicroak just because, like I mentioned before, ground, water, and fighting, they don't like you, and they charge really fast and they'll destroy you. You beat Tropius. You beat there are some flyers you won't really beat with Galarian Stunfisk, but this is the 2 shields, so Registeel beats Tropius in the 2 shields. It's only because Leaf Blade does neutral damage. However, you do beat Umbreon. You have a stronger Umbreon matchup in the 2 shields than on Reggie. You can beat Venusaur because of Rock Slide. And you also beat Charmers, and you beat Zweilous, where Registeel doesn't just because it takes too long to get the Focus Blast. And now that's the 2 shield. So we're going to look at the 1 shield. So here's the 1 shield. Again, you're able to wall a majority of the flyers if you play the sim right. That's just another note. If, for example, if you win the lead and then they throw their flyer into you, you can pretty much just kill. I'm going to show you this real quick before I go to the 1 shield. You can pretty much wall it. You win in all scenarios versus Altaria, so you basically don't even have to expend shields. This gets a little dicey, but like I said, you beat Altaria, you also beat Skarmory pretty hard. So Skarmory and Altaria are both popular picks. You don't beat it up 2 shields. You might have to expend a shield, but you can play this matchup pretty well. Just be careful you don't get burped, because the reason why you die is because you'll get like pretty close to killing it, but you get burped. So just be careful of Brave Bird. You can avoid the Brave Bird, you're fine. You might expend a shield, but you'll either be up or like even shield advantage. It's just really up to you on how you play it. You also wall Galvantula. This is another thing. You also wall Galvantula. You beat Galvantula in all shield scenarios. It doesn't matter what they do. And then Deoxys defense, you kind of wall DD as well, but you can still lose. It just depends. So in the 0s and the 1s and the 2s, you lose. But there's play here, because they have to Psycho Boost you to win. If they don't have Psycho Boost and they have Thunderbolt, you're pretty healthy. As you see here, you win more shield scenarios. So just be careful how you play it. You can throw your Galarian Stunfisk. Just be careful of like I said, how it's played, because this is kind of bait dependent. You need to get 2 Earthquakes to kill, to effectively kill DD, and again, just be careful. So this is the 1 shield scenario. In the 1 shield, you beat Abomasnow, you will beat Altaria. You don't beat Azu just because G-Stuff is so oppressive, but as you see here, you beat a lot more matchups in the 1 shield than you do Registeel. Of course, Registeel shines in some different ways. For example, you beat Ferrothorn. However, if you look, you beat pretty much most of the entire meta with a Galarian Stunfisk with a shield. You beat Melmetal, you beat Munchlax, you beat Alolan Marowak. Alolan Raichu. Beat Registeel itself, you beat Sableye. Now, you can lose against Scrafty just because Focus Blast actually does super effective damage to Stark. And Shiftry just because Shiftry, you resist the Leaf Blades. But you wall the Flyers, you take out Stunfisk, and you do a lot of heavy damage against a lot of relevant things. Do you see this right here? You also beat Shadow Victory Bell in the 1 shield, so yay. I hate Shadow Victory Bell. You should too. And now here's no shield. So this is the no shield with Pancake. So in the no shield scenario with Pancake, you beat Abomasnow, of course. Altaria gets Rock Slided to death. You beat Bastiodon. You don't beat Cresselia. This is actually kind of weird. I think this is because in the no shield, Cresselia can Grass Knot you or like outpaces you with Grass Knot. But yeah, let's take a look over this real quick. I think it's because you get outpaced to Grass Knot. I believe that's why. Yeah, you win a lot of scenarios. It's just you just get Grass Knotted a lot. That's it. And then you beat Dugong, you beat Drifblim, you beat a lot of popular picks. You beat a majority of the meta. You beat a vast majority of the meta. Alolan Marowak gets Earthquake to death. You beat Melmetal, you beat Munchlax. You beat Munchlax in the 0s, you beat Alolan Raichu, you beat Registeel itself. So as you see, Galarian Stunfisk is very much Registeel 2.0. Now obviously Registeel will flip some matchups, but you flip more matchups with G Stunfisk versus Registeel. That's why it's rated so high. If you're up a shield with a Pancake, you beat a lot of the meta. Well, you actually only lose against a few things. So you'll beat Galvantula, of course. You'll lose to Medicham, Meganium, just because Meganium can still just bait you with a Frenzy Plant, Earthquake you to death. Medicham just because fighters are so oppressive. Scrafty will beat you. You can beat Swampert up a shield in this scenario. As long as you Earthquake, you pretty much bait the shield, then you Earthquake. You just Earthquake it. Earthquake, Rock Slide should take out Swampert. Yeah, Earthquake, Rock Slide does in fact take out Swampert. So you beat a majority of the meta. You're gonna lose against Earthquake one just because if it gets to Earthquake, it's gonna bait you with Hydreigon and the Earthquake you to death. So Steels don't like Earthquake, and Swampert gets stabbed when it Earthquakes you, so it's gonna suck. So just be careful. You lose against Wishcash, that's okay. You lose against Wishcash, and then, yeah, but that's alright because of all the other matchups you cover. So as you see, Registeel beats some matchups, but definitely, as you see here, it definitely has a lot more L's up a shield than Galarian Pancake does. Now, what's even better? What if you are up 2 shields? So if you actually break shields, and then this is your closer, but you have 2 shields. You beat everything. Yes, wait, what? Yes, you beat everything. You sweep the entire meta. Up 2 shields, Galarian Stunfisk actually beats everything in the entire meta. And Alola Marowak can just Bone Club Registeel to death. So that's why Galarian Stunfisk up 2 shields actually beats everything. You can't defeat it. It's literally undefeatable. Beats everything that's in the Great League meta up 2 shields. Even up 1 shield is oppressive. You thought up 1 shield is oppressive. No, up 2 shields, G Stunfisk is unstoppable. Well, it can still be beat, but if it beats the entire meta with 2 shield, there's not a lot that can beat it. Actually, I think if you look at the analytics, it beats everything in it. So if we do this, we do G Stunfisk versus like here. So let's just do Galarian Stunfisk, and we'll just do multi-battle. All Pokemon, you're up 2 shields, and in the zeros, you get 100%. In other words, Galarian Stunfisk wins all matchups with 2 shields. It's unstoppable. You can't kill it. That's why Galarian Stunfisk is so good. It's the pancake that will destroy everything. Destroys everything and everything that you love and hold dear, and there's nothing that can stop it up 2 shields. Just remember that. Galarian Stunfisk with 2 shields beats everything. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop it. Now, obviously, they could flip based on like energy matchups, etc., but generally, up 2 shields, you're dead. So in summary, Galarian Stunfisk is one of arguably the best wall in the game, just because it's able to wall so many matchups. For example, against Galvantula, it's able to wall. You wall all shield scenarios against Galvantula. You wall Altaria. You also wall Skarmory. So it's just nuts at what Galarian Stunfisk can do. Now, you don't completely wall in every scenario, but in most scenarios, you can and will wall. If you're up energy, for example, if you have this scenario, I believe this scenario can get flipped as long as Galarian Stunfisk has, like, let's say you have 50 energy. So, well, no, you still can't flip it. Okay, got you. So, unless it's Skarmory, you could you still can lose against Skarmory, but you tap 2-1s against Galarian Stunfisk in the back, and I think there's a way you could flip. The 400 isn't super strong, so if Skarmory has some damage on it, you might be able to flip this matchup around here. So you might be able to flip it. Otherwise, in all other scenarios, you lose. Your pancake will just absolutely destroy your opponent. So Galarian Stunfisk, like I said, such great walling ability, so much walling potential. Even it doesn't technically completely wall Deoxys defense, but there's a lot of scenarios where you can beat Galarian Stunfisk, or Galarian Stunfisk can win in multiple scenarios. For example, in the zeros, because counters are super effective, but like the charge moves don't do it. So there ways. But Galarian Stunfisk, like I said, just so strong, so powerful. You have such good coverage against so many things. Rock Slide allows you to take out flyers. Earthquake does heavy damage against things like Alola Marowak, etc. And because of its stamina, it's just a monster. Like I said, Galarian Stunfisk can take some proper energy. If you manage energy with Galarian Stunfisk well, you can wipe like two mons. You can wipe 2 mons as long as you're up energy. It's just such a great mon. Anyways, you guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next video. G Stunfisk was one that was requested by one of my friends, and I think this is a great video for everyone that's wondering just why Galarian Stunfisk is so powerful. It's just because it's a great tank and it has awesome wall potential. It walls a lot of the meta, hence why I use it as my closer. Again, you guys have a good one. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you on the next video.